With the inclusion of multiplayer support, Distant Horizons is finally feature complete, and we can move into beta. But multiplayer support wasn't the only change. Here's a quick look at a few of the features added in DH Beta. While you could always use Distant Horizons while connected to a server, since it was only client-side, there were a few limitations and gotchas. You had to load in chunks to see them, sometimes level transitions wouldn't work quite right, and you couldn't see any changes to chunks outside your vanilla render distance. But with the addition of server-side support, all of those problems are gone. Now, you and your friends can join a dedicated server or LAN and see the horizon without having to travel 10,000 blocks in every direction. And as a nice little bonus, you can even see what your friends are doing in the distance, whether that being building the Tower of Orthunk or griefing a random village. You can see it all in near real time. Server support comes in two different flavors, mod or plugin. The mod version can be used with Forge, Fabric, and NeoForge servers. Just put the Distant Horizons beta jar in your server mod folder, and you're off to the races. It even works in LAN. Just make sure both the host and client have distant generation enabled. The plugin version, on the other hand, can be used with bucket-based servers, and needs a separate jar. Massive shoutout goes to both Psh and JCKF for getting server support working. Now, just because we recommend installing Distant Horizons on your server for the best experience, that doesn't mean we stopped improving the single-player or client-side versions. One of the biggest annoyances with older Distant Horizons versions was the very obvious border between the vanilla chunks and the LODs. But now, as long as you don't outrun Minecraft's ability to load in vanilla chunks, it will look nearly seamless. But if you do go faster than Minecraft can keep up, you will see holes. Although, I gotta say, the effect here is kinda cool looking. To add to our ever-growing list of supported Minecraft versions, Minecraft 1.21.3 and 1.21.4 are now officially supported, which brings the total number of supported Minecraft versions up to 12. This is a bit of a weird one, but this feature starts with the removal of an old feature. We finally removed the extremely buggy, barely functional multiverse similarity % setting. I can say that code was garbage because I wrote that garbage. Now, instead of guessing what dimension you're in based on the chunk you load into, we use an ID provided by the server you're playing on. Now, the eagle-eyed among you may have already noticed, but to signify Distant Horizons finally being feature complete, the old logo has been updated. Credit goes to Pancakes for the new logo. Now that Distant Horizons is feature complete, we can start working on some of the less glamorous and often skipped parts of software development. Currently, we're about here. And now that all the features I planned on adding are working, we can start cleaning up said features and maybe even improving performance a little bit, which I've been looking forward to for so long. There is so much that needs to be cleaned up. Oh, so much. But that being said, there are two big optimizations added with this update. Distant Horizons has always been heavily multi-threaded, although the previous version was known for being a bit inconsistent and using more CPU than expected, especially when flying around. With dynamic thread allocation, your CPU use should be much more consistent regardless of what you're doing. Stuttering due to garbage collection has been significantly reduced. Previously, you would see anywhere from 4 to 8 gigabytes allocated per second, depending on what you were doing, but with this new version, that has been reduced down to about 1 gigabyte per second. This means fewer lag spikes and a much easier time running on low-end hardware, like this Raspberry Pi. This goes to show that you don't need a supercomputer to run Distant Horizons. You might just need to turn down your settings a bit and wait a while for the world to generate. Now last but certainly not least, we have a whole bunch of bug fixes to share. You won't see gaps between the LODs and vanilla terrain when using the Spyglass or zoom mods like Optifine. Exception access violation crashes should no longer occur on some GPUs. The World Gen timeout has been removed. Now you can wait for your incredibly slow World Gen mods in peace. Not sure exactly when this was broken, but height fog is working again. And lastly, installing C2ME will no longer cause World Gen to be slower. So what's next for Distant Horizons? As I said at the beginning of this video, DH is feature complete. That means everything I originally set out to do has been done. No new features need to be added. Does that mean nothing new will ever be added again? No, but don't expect massive feature additions like in previous updates. Going along with that, I expect DH's full stable release to come pretty soon. The only things that need to be done between the beta and full release are testing and bug fixing. So, moving forward, the plan is to continue adding support for new Minecraft versions as they come, clean up the existing codebase, help any incoming merge requests, and fix bugs as they come. And speaking of bugs, here they are. Oh hey, you're still here. Well, then you get to hear this time-sensitive announcement. To celebrate Distant Horizons moving into beta, we opened a survival server with full Distant Horizons support, generously hosted by CloudNord. More information is available on our Discord. See you there!